to earn, subscribe to our application and install it. Hi guys. Can I see myself? It's impossible. Okay. Hi guys. Hi. Sergey Kosenko here. This is Stas. I will introduce him later. I believe everyone knows Stas already. Let's run a quick sound check. Let me open up the comments here. Okay. How do I do that? Can you please give me a hand? Thank you. Okay, sound works. Let's do a quick sound check. Can you hear me and see me? Please rate this on a 1 to 10 scale. So Stas doesn't speak at all. He will be using gestures only. But I prepared a couple of jokes and gestures for this webinar specifically. Okay, guys. I've got comments now. Hi, hi, hi. I didn't get what's the purpose of sneakers. Let's rate the sound and video quality on a 1 to 10 scale, with 10 being the maximum. Let's have a roll call. Where do you come from? What is your name? What is your city and country? Please tell us more. Or isn't this updating? Why aren't you responding? It says we have 50 users concurrently connected. The sound is poor. One channel only. The sound is not clear, they say. Good evening. 10. Amazing to all. Perfect. 10 out of 10. Okay, if it's 10 out of 10, then we can go to the moon. Without further ado, I would like to get started. It's Thursday. It's a great day. It's summertime. Look, the topic of this webinar is why we actually decided to have this webinar scheduled. I've been talking about AMAZY for 3.5 months on a daily basis, but I believe some people still don't get what cryptocurrencies are all about, what NFTs are all about, what is AMAZY all about. The Bitcoin dropped by 75%. People believe that these are scammers. It's a concern. So I decided to explain this in a nutshell, in layman's speak, in plain terms, like I would explain this to my grandmother or my friends, my niece. So I am a person able to interpret the complex notions of Stas into proper Russian. So we're talking about this. I will share some facts about Stas later. So the topic is how to earn money on cryptocurrency, how to get started, how to get into cryptocurrencies. I thank you for connecting. This is super valuable to us. I realize that it's Thursday evening, it's summertime, and probably you're not willing to learn that much, but learning is crucial for your lifestyle. If you value learning, well done. Thank you for being with us today. I want you to follow this live stream till the end. Please tag us in your stories and we will have a prize draw of 5 NFT sneakers. These will not be commercially available within the near future. Apart from being on the whitelist, you will get a chance to get $100 worth sneakers, but something suggests that the actual value will be much higher than that. Please tag us in your stories. Please tag me. Please tag AMAZY.io. The more creative you are, the better it is, the cooler it is. But normally, good-looking women normally win. Okay, at the end of the webinar, I will take my phone and I will run a prize draw. 5 winners. We'll have 5 winners. So please set your phone to do not disturb mode. If you're following from a cell phone, please do not enable airplane mode. You may want to set your phone to do not disturb. I believe you're following from a desktop, so let's try to avoid any distraction. You know what? I have a big secret in life. When I do something, I do this with 100% dedication. When you do lots of things, when you wear multiple hats, well, you get distracted and you feel bad about this because you haven't completed a thing. So we need to have clear focus on something specific. In the upcoming 1.5 hours, let's get focused on what is going to take place at these webinars for you to get the knowledge once in a lifetime necessary to change the focus in your life, and you will see how this evolves. You will get plenty of bonuses, including those of AMAZY bonuses. Get a notebook and a pen ready to put down the most important questions. We will have a dedicated Q&A session at the end. Some people even gave us 20 out of 10. If we don't have the time to take all of your questions, here is our Telegram channel, AMAZY Web. This is where you registered for this webinar. We're going to open up the comments. Please feel free to type your questions right away. It's a bit slow. I hope it works for the guys. The last update was as of 7 p.m. and 8 minutes. Okay, may I please have a Wi-Fi connection here? Okay, anyway, it seems to work. Let's move forward. What is our agenda? When and how to embark on the cryptocurrencies market? How to buy cryptocurrency, which coins to buy, how to build your portfolio. 9 ways to earn money on the bear market. Probably some of you don't know what a bear market is. At Wall Street, there is this bear and bull. These are two monuments. Bulls are those who trade expecting an increase, while bears expect prices to go down. You must have followed the news. Netflix lost 70%, Virgin Galactic lost 95%. Gazprom fell by 30%. You must have been following the news. So we are currently at a bear market stage. So this is like hibernation. So bears normally go into hibernation while bulls are full of energy. So even at a bear market stage, you can earn. Please follow this webcast till the end. And the most important thing, this is something we are knowledgeable of, and you'll find this super interesting and super useful. Oops. Shortly put, we know that AMAZY is a great project, and we'll explain why specifically, how to enter as soon as possible, how to take part in launchpads, what a listing is, what is Tesla all about, those Tesla price draw conditions. I saw this Tesla Model 3 at a shop. This is a new Tesla Model 3 you can win. If you don't have a charger for Tesla, you can sell it afterwards. But it seemed to us this is really cool. A friend of mine, Alexei Yeremchuk, is the owner of the Moscow Tesla Club, the official distributor of Tesla in Russia. He texted me and he said that he's willing to change allocation. So can we please change the AMAZY allocation? No. He is a blogger as well. He's a trusted influencer. I say, let me swap this for a Tesla. I have a Tesla. So we did this swap. I'm not going to mention the transaction amount, but it's really cool. And we took this Tesla and we decided we would be better off giving this Tesla away to you. If you like this idea, please text us a message with a plus sign. I think you agree with me. We will have a prize draw for sneakers as well.
Okay, let me briefly introduce myself. If you're here by accident or a friend advised you to join our webinar and you don't know who I am, I have 5.5 million followers on Instagram. I've had it for 9 years, 400,000 followers on YouTube. I'm an entrepreneur. I had a lot of businesses, offline, retail. We had 300 offline stores and media agencies working with bloggers. I'm 34 years old. I've made quite a lot of money. I was chatting with somebody yesterday. Oh, was it today? Was it Anya Sokolowska? And he said, that's the guy who's 18. And I said, what do you mean? Stas, right, from the YouTube channel. They thought you were 18 years old. And I said, no, come on, guys. Well, the younger you are, the more potential you have naturally. Well, we have what we have. Either way, I've been in business for quite some time. Stas as well. I'm a blogger, an influencer, an investor. I invest into cryptocurrency, real estate. I buy apartments in Dubai and in Moscow. So I have an awesome way of life, and I really enjoy it. Talking about cryptocurrency, like many of you, I used to think that cryptocurrency has grown enough and it's too late to go into it now. And whenever I had conversations with others, when Bitcoin was $600,000, I said, it's too late to go into it. It's now $20,000. Now they say, well, it's definitely too late now. No point. So there's always an excuse. There's always a reason. Crypto growing, everybody's afraid to go into it. Talk about myself. That was back in September 2021. So about 9 months ago, that was me. I knew nothing about it. I thought it was something that I would never figure out. I thought it was for developers, software developers. I thought there was a lot of fraud and a lot of scam. And whenever I was offered crypto projects, I would say, well, come on, guys, why would you do something like this? Why not do something different? Why not produce blankets or open a sweater shop or something? So do something real in life. That's what I thought before. In fact, I thought it was unstable. I thought it could collapse at any point, but that's actually true. It's volatile. We're witnessing it today, and that you have to spend a lot of time on it. That you can't really not invest too much time into it. So who agrees with me? Let me know. Give me a plus. Who thinks the same way I used to think before? There's lots of pluses coming in, right? Well, I always used to think, well, come on, it's online. It's all about blockchains. It's a way to trade drugs. That's exactly what I thought before. And I think a lot of you think the same about cryptocurrency, that it's volatile, temporary, and very dodgy. Well, that's exactly what they used to say about internet before. And when first cars came about, that's exactly what they thought about cars back in the day. These weirdos investing into something very obscure. The way I started with cryptocurrency, my story, and I think it will resonate a lot with you, because you can become me back in the day. Back in the day, it was October 2021. I have a buddy from San Francisco, Parole. He launched his project. It was called Firestarter. It's still called Firestarter. It's a launchpad. It's a long story, but to cut the long story short, we met in Moscow, and it was a guy speaking English. He came to a party at my house. He was dating Alexander Spielberg from YouTube, the video blogger. He was talking about cryptocurrencies. He was talking about stock exchanges. And I was like, come on, guy, what are you talking about? I don't even want to start. And then a week elapses, and he wrote me a direct message. He said, I've got this project. Are you interested? I said, no way, absolutely not. And then lots of people started to talk about it. They said, well, it's growing. It seems to be doing quite well. And I started to think about it. Well, perhaps I should seek some advice. A month ahead of that, 6 months ahead of that, I met Stas. And I asked Stas back then, do you think it's a good idea to start with cryptocurrency? He said, well, more or less, if if $5,000 is not a critical amount for you, go ahead. You can try. It's 50-50. Might work, might not. And I thought $5,000 is not such a huge amount for myself. And I invested into the project. I didn't know anything about it back then. Rounds, seed rounds, whatever it was, stock exchanges. I didn't have a wallet. I didn't have anything back then. I just asked my assistant to open a wallet up for me. And we had these 5,000 initial dollars. We transferred it from my card to the account. And then a week passes. And I was writing about this in my Telegram channel. I was sharing this information that I've joined this project. I invested and I invested $5,000. Remember we had a chat together with Dima and you wrote, like, Sergey, I think you're doing quite well. And we had a look and we looked at the graph and it was skyrocketing through the roof by a factor of 30 multiplied. It was about $160,000 that I ended up earning. And there's this lockup period when you can cash out, and 10% of coins I could cash out. That's exactly what I did. And out of $165,000, I could take 16,500 and I reinvested it. And I invested just 5 a week ago. And I was like, wow, how does this work? Why do I do this? Marketing, advertising, villas, real estate. Come on, this is so much better. It's such a affair of generosity. And I started to look into it. I started to look into it, to read on it, and I'll share some of the pieces of news that I think you wouldn't have heard of, just for you to get to know about it. Bitcoin is currently traded. The ETF is traded on the biggest US stock exchange. You can buy a Bitcoin at the official stock exchange. This is something that was unthinkable just 3 years ago. Nike and Adidas acquired virtual lands in cryptocurrency meta universes. Everybody's doing it. Gucci, Playboy, Prada. They are launching collections. There's a huge amount of currencies doing something in meta universes and NFT. You just don't know about it, but it's already happening. Do you know that you could be making money just by playing through gaming? You play a game and you earn tokens. And then you can sell these tokens on the stock exchange and you can earn your buck. That's amazing. That just seems nonsense unthinkable to some. For you to understand the volume of sales of NFT objects in just a single game, Axie Infinity, is $658 million. Just selling images. Paintings. Such countries as Russia, China, Switzerland, and others have been issuing national cryptocurrencies in Switzerland. So I have a friend who launched the company in Switzerland, and the charter capital of the company can be USDT. You can just have $10,000 that you have in your wallet. You can turn that into the company's charter capital. Like you are launching a limited liability company, for instance, you need 10,000 rubles as the initial capital, and you could do that through cryptocurrency. It's possible in Switzerland. In Dubai, they have their digital dirhams. The entire world is currently looking at Russia in particular, in the context that we're currently in. I guess very quickly, laws are going to be adopted on cryptocurrencies. There will be certain restrictions for sure, but there'll be a huge new audience that's going to learn about you, for instance, newbies are learning about it right now. El Salvador accepted the Bitcoin as an official currency, and they purchased 420 Bitcoins. They keep buying more and more. In Salvador, I think they have wallets for all of the population, and they transferred about $3 in Bitcoins just to make sure that people have these wallets so that they have the initial cryptocurrency capital. So I was reading on it, digging deeper and deeper. Write to me, who didn't know about these? Who didn't know anything about it? So please write in the comments if you're completely unaware of all this going on around us. How do we start purchasing your sneakers? Okay, we'll get to it. We'll talk about sneakers a bit later. Just a bit of patience, please. I'm just a bit lazy, but well, right. Okay. Well, we're here to help you, and we're here to share our expertise, our experience 24/7. I was starting to earn gray hair. You know, all of these images and memes that you see with people going gray. Well, you know, this gray guy with a mug. It's like, why does everybody say that cryptocurrency is a stressful task? I'm 23 and I look awesome, and he looks like a 78-year-old old man. It's actually the case. It's really stressful. Stanislav. Okay, Stas, tell us a bit about yourself then. Hi, everybody. Well, everything you see on the slide, that's true. Well, the microphone is not very audible. If you could please move it closer. At the beginning of my career, I started to play poker. I was a professional poker player. And I spent 5 years doing that, making my money off poker. And I would spend the winters in Thailand. And I met some guys that were doing CPA marketing. It's a peculiar business. So when you sell specific actions, like you go via link, you get registered, or you buy certain products, and you get a certain percentage of the client. And I got interested in this, and then I started to get tired of poker, and I started to think that, well, I thought poker was, well, when I was playing, I was making some money. When I'm not playing, I wasn't making any money, but I wanted a business. I wanted to do nothing and still make money. So I switched to CPA marketing, and at the same time, I was launching several offline businesses. 2 of them are still up and running today. The most successful one is a hairdresser for pets. Yes, it's a pet hairdresser's a pet barber, right? But we have to talk about cryptocurrency, right? Starting from 2016, I went into mining when I was working on CPA marketing. I had a lot of equipment for different mailing. So I had some hardware, and I started a miner. And a server lease is less than you could earn on mining. And I bought loads of servers back then. Well, I leased them out. And you pay 3,000 for the server, you earn 6,000. So I think it adds up just fine. It didn't 3-4 months I spent with such high returns. Then it started to go a bit slower. 2016 for mining was a golden era, and the cost of bitcoins an area was very low. At the end of 2017, it was X20 for the various bitcoins. End of 2016, a great market. Bitcoin of 20 was considered to be very expensive. Now it's something that's very bad, although not much time's passed, just 5 years. And in 2017, at the peak of the market, I was able to accumulate a big amount of capital, and it started to go down in 2018. I was really stressed. I was losing money, and that's when I decided to dig deeper, to research investment. I had some businesses. I had some real estate. I have some minimum income. It's not like I lost everything, but the crypto part back in 2018 collapsed by about 70%. And I started to look into it, I needed to make sure that it never happens again to me. And I was looking at the currency exchange, cryptocurrency exchange markets, looking into other areas like business as well. At that point, I had enough means coming from different activities of mine for me to be able to do anything, choose whatever I wanted to do. And I decided to do nothing for a while because I thought, well, that's it. I've achieved my goal in life. And then I got bored. And when I'm watching my portfolios, it's interesting for me how I can reinvest to boost profitability even further. And starting from about 2018, maybe even 19, my main activity is to watch how I can reinvest in order to make sure I can boost my profitability or enhance my passive income. And that's what I've been doing ever since. And with a focus on cryptocurrency, because cryptocurrency it's a game changer for me. When you had one amount of money that you had to deal with, and you earn 200,000 over the course of the month, you spend 100, and then with cryptocurrency you have X 200, and it's wow, it was a complete game changer for me.
So now we're implementing a large-scale project of ours, but I will cover this later. Let me take over the microphone. Let's take a look at the chat. Okay, let's keep it active, okay? So by and large, I got in touch with Stas. We've been communicating. I've been asking questions as to how it works, how to distribute your portfolio and funds in cryptocurrency. I had available funds of over $1 million. So then I decided to be, okay, I'm going to be investor and I will invest in this area. I'm a quite simple person. If someone can achieve a result, I will copy the steps and I will be inquiring as to what should be done. Thus, I start investing in various projects at an early stage. What is an early stage all about? We will cover this later. For instance, you got together with your friends and decided to start a company. You don't have that much money at start, so you attract investment. So the earlier you attract investments, the lower the value and estimate of your company is. When you do a prototype of a product, your estimate will be even higher. And the earlier you invest, the higher the market value will be. But the earlier you invest, the higher the risk is. In cryptocurrency, it works the following way. Projects get listed on exchanges. In a normal market, it takes 10 years for a project to get listed. In cryptocurrency, a project can get listed within 6 months. It's okay. They go through all the venture investment stages. And you can become a person who joins this project earlier than others do. And you need to provide the project with some value. I will cover this later. I started investing in the coin web, C-Web. Even though it fell by 70%, it is X3 plus $40,000. Another one, CEDAS, it made 100x, now it fell by 25x, but still at the end it is X4. What is X all about in cryptocurrency? When you have $1,000, X4 means that you get $4,000. If you had 5,000, X4 gives you 20,000. I started to learn how it works internally. Me and Stas and the friends of Stas, we brought a large team of moderators and we started a cryptocurrency course. I believe it is the best cryptocurrency training course. We're not going to sell or launch this. We don't have the time to do this because we're launching AMAZY. We had several courses. The average rate was 9.7 out of 10. This is like an NPS, 9 out of 10. I don't know any other course like that with such a high NPS. All the friends of mine kept asking me what cryptocurrency is all about. We will launch this later when we have the time. I embarked on all of these projects. We did some analysis trying to understand the way they work internally. In April and March, May, cryptocurrency fell dramatically. You might have heard about the Luna. This is a token that fell by 99.99% within a short period of time. And it used to be a really cool project before it crashed. But so it crashed. The Bitcoin fell by 75%. And we're now at a bear market stage. It's a downward trend. Everything is decreasing. You might believe that cryptocurrencies are a scam, but all markets have a cycle nature, not only cryptocurrency ones. Okay, you must have believed in Gazprom, Netflix, Facebook. The Meta company fell by 30 to 40% within a single day. Netflix fell by around 80%. The Great Depression, 1929, 1932. The market fell by 85%. It happens all the time in all periods. When you want to get into investments, you need to understand the basics and enter promising projects at the very start. This is applicable to classic investment. This fund, FXRB, lost its value. Here it is. This is a great example. Regarding cryptocurrencies, there is very high volatility and it's associated with a very high risks. There is this instrument, bonds, in the market. You might want to get 100% per year or even per month in bonds. The maximum you can get is 8% annually. This is the maximum. Even though our earnings are limited at around 80% per annum, our risks are still not at zero. I did have some bonds as well. I called the broker and I went, okay, see, this is a low risk asset. The maximum that I can get is 8% of earnings. And the answer was, this is due to geopolitical conditions. The Luna grew extensively and then became a scam. And then it crashed. When you get 33x, then it goes down to zero. If you haven't fixed your earnings, you are the one to blame. But when you expected to get an 8% of earnings and then the value goes down to zero, that's very painful. If you really intend to become a wealthy person, you cannot do this without capital. You have to invest. You have to multiply your capital. This is the only way to do it. If you take a look at the market, what can you possibly invest into? Real estate, stock exchange, cryptocurrency. But if we take a look at real estate, it's not very much liquid at this point in time. For instance, in Moscow, I have some real estate and apartments don't sell quite well at the moment. A friend of mine would tell me, I met a partner of his and asks him, you have a penthouse right in Moscow. Is it selling? It sells pretty well, but no one buys it. This is the situation we currently have. Everything sells, but no one buys it. So real estate is low liquid. The liquidity is low. It's difficult to lose 100% of your real estate, but the liquidity rate is pretty low. The stock exchange, we can see that for Russian nationals, there are some restrictions. The risks are pretty high, very high, namely. Regarding stock exchange, I haven't heard of any share appreciating by 20 times per year. The potential earnings are not that high, but shares like Meta can fall by 20% or even more within a couple of months. What do you have left? Cryptocurrency. You should diversify, of course. The Bitcoin might have fallen by 70% at a given point in time, but the potential for earnings is much higher than. Let's drill down on the details. Here is the question. If you take a look at the global market, what is the current interest? The Bitcoin that fell by 74%. Take a look at the chart. It used to have a value of $4, and even prior to that, it was around zero. If you take a look at the chart, it does fall at times, but it grows pretty well. It might fall down to 10,000. Probably there will be no significant depreciation of the Bitcoin, but the trend is pretty good. The stock market doesn't grow at such a pace. Plus 52,000%, plus 2,000%. Even the Bitcoin The BTC is the most conservative instrument in cryptocurrencies. It has such a yield. Why do investors care about cryptocurrencies across the world? Guys, how do you like it? Please provide us with some feedback. Is it up to the mark? If it's up to the mark, we will proceed. If it's not up to the mark, I will stand up and I'll leave this studio right now. Please tell us whether everything is okay, whether we're doing quite well, and then we will proceed. Web3 as a stimulus factor for the blockchain development and NFTs, as well as the cryptocurrency market. Stas, could you please elaborate on that? Web3, what is Web3 all about? We should start with some history outlook. When the internet emerged, Web 1 is when you have a web page with some information in it, like a page in a book. This is roughly speaking what Web 1 is all about. You're not able to interact with it in any way. The only thing you can do is you can read it. It is limited to the input by the author. Web 2 adds login and passwords, ability to sign up to a website, social media. You have an account you can interact with. So Web 2 provides more ways of interaction, but this is not a peer-to-peer interaction. There is this owner here, and you kindly ask them to let you sign up, and they let you sign up, and now you become a user of a specific service. But the whole value, the whole database remains with the service itself. Most platforms work this way, like Instagram, YouTube, etc. Sergey is a blogger. He provides value to Instagram. And the Instagram takes this value away from him completely. Yes, it provides some value for Sergey as well, but in theory, Sergey might become a co-owner of this company. In theory, you would be able to pretend to get a fraction of the company income because your contribution, as well as the contribution of millions of other users, makes Instagram what it is today. So there is some input of yours, right? You add value. And Web3 is more or less about the following. People will be interacting on the same level. Unlike having an organization that has ultimate control of all the feeds, there is a community, there is a network, like the Bitcoin network. It is a decentralized network run by users themselves. They install pieces of equipment that process transactions and they get their rewards. And this is based on an algorithm. The algorithm within a lengthy period of time distributes rewards, and this maintains a distributed nature of the network. Web3 is all about decentralized networks, where all users have the same rank, and users get a fraction of the fees. So now you see it. To tell the truth, I didn't know how it worked. I did have some clues as to what Web3 was all about, but in simple words, Web2 were forums and websites. Web3 is a peer-to-peer communication level, and the services are just intermediaries, proxies. We contribute to creating value, and we are co-owners of applications and services. Great. 1.7 billion people on planet Earth do not have a banking account yet. Did they know that? This is just for you to understand how technology penetration is slow. You think that cryptocurrency is so far away. Some time ago, it seemed that the internet was a very distant future. Okay, you see this Nokia phone or different phone, and I have internet connectivity in this very phone.
It wasn't very convenient. Sites weren't adapted to the internet. And I thought, why would you do that? Just get to your computer. And it's more convenient. I thought it was insane back then. And just imagine you don't have internet on your phone. It's just unthinkable. It's just strange. Same way, the people that are already dealing in cryptocurrency, they're looking at those that are not doing it yet, and they're like, "What? You're so strange. You are weirdos." That's exactly what they're thinking. They're like, I have an acquaintance, and well, with these events in February in Russia, he had a bag of $1 million in cash, and he crossed the border of neighboring states in order to leave the country, and he had to share some of it with those involved in the process. And I was just like, what? Come on, why? Why in the bag? $1 million in cash, crossing the border with it. Why not just put in your wallet? Turn it into cryptocurrency, and then anywhere in the world you can lose just 1% when you cash out, or you can even get paid for cashing out. I thought it was just strange. It's just unthinkable keeping money in a bank that can block all of your cash. It just why? I have no understanding of why. I'm sometimes asked, like, really, you don't have any money in the bank? No, I don't have any money in the bank. 500,000 rubles, that's it. I just add as much as I need. My goal is to have $10,000 there on balance all the time so that I can spend. And I just top it up whenever needed. I just don't get, why would I have more? It's unsafe. You can always get blocked. Anything can happen. Currency exchange rates change. Why would you keep your money in rubles? So it's just, it doesn't add up. Just look at this graph. How long it takes us to accept things since they were invented. For instance, with cars in orange, automobile, 20 years since the invention time. It took people to accept it. Less than 1%. 20 years, people did not perceive cars. Less than 1% of the people would use it. Penetration. In 40 years, 20% of people now possess cars. In 40 years. It's just unthinkable. Airplanes, 40 years since the invention time. Then we see some growth of 1% of the population that started to use airplanes. TV, 20 years, it was stagnant, nobody cared. And 21 years down the line, you can see in 3 years, everybody started watching it, the entire world. The internet, well, the penetration there spreads much faster in just 5 years. In 5 years, 30% of the population uses internet. Well, it's not quite there yet. There's probably more than 30% at this point. Well, you understand what I'm trying to say. Previously, it would take a long time for people to accept new technologies and for them to take root. Cryptocurrency is everywhere, except your homes, except you. So I recommend you, my recommendation to you is to start looking towards cryptocurrencies. The speed of penetration for cryptocurrency and the internet, cryptocurrency, same rate. Very soon it's going to boom. Whether you're going to be part of this boom or not, that's all up to you. Capitalization of the cryptocurrency markets, the cost of all of the cryptocurrencies. It's about 20,000 cryptocurrencies out there at the moment. 20,000 cryptocurrency, approximately 500 stock exchanges where they're traded. And the total capitalization is $900 billion, and 400 billion of that is just Bitcoins. That's the way it was growing back in 2016, just $20 billion. And over 6 years, starting from 2016, the market expanded 45 fold by factor 45. If you bought Bitcoins back in 2016, you would have increased by 45 times. And the most interesting bit, what's going to happen with the cryptocurrency market? Is that it? Is that the end for it? $900 billion is the entire capitalization, 94 trillion. I don't know where you got this number from. I guess it's just collapsed. I saw 300 trillion. It actually collapsed by a factor of 3. 94 is still a lot. 100 times. The capitalization of the stock exchange is higher than the capitalization of cryptocurrencies. Does the cryptocurrency market has the potential of being at least 10 times stock exchange? Well, I think the potential is there 100% to get at least to 100 million means that all the currencies are going to increase by a factor of 10. You have to understand what's happening. The market is collapsing at the moment. Well, it's currently stagnant, but not the entire market. There are altcoins, projects that are not just Bitcoins, altcoins, all of the other coins. JMT, for instance, are growing 471%. There are projects that are growing quite well, but not many people know about them. That's the point. And there's a big trend, play to earn and move to earn. Capitalization of these markets moved to earn $700 million. Just they peaked at $3 billion, and now it's down threefold. So the reason we're talking about all of this is for you to have an idea of the possibilities, of the potential of the market. Perhaps you didn't know some of the things that we're talking about. Please let me know. Have you learned anything new from what we were talking about just now about cryptocurrencies? Perhaps you didn't know about it before. Perhaps it was a discovery for you. Perhaps it was useful. Perhaps it opens up your worldview. Perhaps you understand that you're missing something and that you should be catching up. Or perhaps that's not the case. You understood that it's fraud, and it's exactly what you believe, that the internet just ruins everything and the internet should be banned and it'll be good. And then our kids don't have to listen to crap music. There is this fund of internet initiatives, and they suggested that the internet be banned. And there was this meme that was going around, and they were just worried that they'll have nothing to do because, well, all their life is about the internet. If you've realized that the internet is soon to be doomed, it's not here to stay, then you can tune off and leave our webinar. Then, well, you will have been reassured in your opinion as a scam. How not to go into cryptocurrencies. Buying high, $60,000. That we said that's not the way to go about it. Do not buy high. You buy high, you cry hard. Don't spend all of your money on it. One of the key rules: don't invest everything into a single project. Don't put your eggs into one basket. There's just one project in the world that I could consider, but it's not a financial recommendation by any means. So don't put all your eggs in one basket. One of the biggest mistakes that people make is to think that the perfect time is coming up. It's not quite perfect just now, but we just need to wait a little bit. When it was 60,000 and now it's 20,000. So people are losing enthusiasm, the ones that bought at 60,000. Well, because it's going slow, it's no longer hype. When there is no hype, that's the good time to buy. It's a good time to go into it. If something collapses by 70%, so the probability, if it doesn't die, it's going to get stronger. That's the going assumption. Cryptocurrency is not going to die, that it's coming back, that it's going to rebound. There's a huge growth potential. 9 means of making money in the current market. Let's go into that. I think everything is more or less clear, straightforward. It's a huge topic. We have a channel together with Stas, and Stas has made a lot of interesting releases. The Hamster Diary, check it out on YouTube. There's a lot of info on financial literacy, on how to build your portfolio, how to diversify. It's free, it's available, it's public, it's open to all. Please check it out. Make a note or a subscribe. Have a look. There's a lot that can be said about it. 9 ways of making money in the current market. What are the ways of making money using cryptocurrencies? Go on, Stas. Passive investment. It's an open-end question. What is passive investment? I guess check it out on my channel. I was talking about how to best distribute your portfolio. To me, there are different classes of assets. Some of the assets are getting cheaper, some are getting more expensive, like cash, for instance, should also be considered a class of asset, and cash is getting more expensive. The same amount of cash helps you buy more assets at the moment, and this is not just true about cryptocurrencies and just exchange markets. So the same applies to real estate, and a lot of real assets prices are going down, like apartments, or if nobody's willing to buy it at the price that you're trying to sell it at, perhaps it should be sold at a lower price. So passive investment is more about diversifying your investments and then monitoring your baskets very attentively. Talking about cryptocurrencies in particular, at this point, given the fact that we're not at 60, we're at 20 at the moment. Essentially, it's already a 2/3 discount. So from 60 to 20, 30% of the cost of what you had before. Buying now as a passive investment for a 10% like a Bitcoin or Ether or other coins, the ones that are not going to disappear, the long-term ones. So it's good. It makes sense. There's no hype at the moment. There's big discounts. We're not sure whether the season of discount is going to continue or is going to rebound. It's a guess. You always have to have a certain share of capital in a certain asset. If you talk about cryptocurrencies, Bitcoins, Ethers, and top altcoins, and that's as much as you need trading. When the amount of operations is directly proportional to the amount of money lost, the more commissions you have to pay, and the more money the stock exchange makes instead of us. All of the stock exchanges, in one way or another, are urging us to do transactions. Our transactions is their income. Whether we're making money or not, they're making their buck. The odds are always against you in trading. There's always professional players. There's a lot of bots out there. And it's an emotional and a psychological markets at the same time. When newbies make mistakes, they make very basic psychological mistakes. If you lost, you're trying to raise your stake, you lose more, you raise your stake again, and then you lost, you're bankrupt. And then you take some debt, then you're trying to make your money back, and then you end up in debt. Unfortunately, this is a very frequent situation. So trading, I don't think it's a way to make any money. It's a way of losing money, in fact. But as a profession, for some of the experts, maybe 2 to 3% of the population can do it professionally. I know there are people that do trading professionally pretty successfully, but these are people that have spent 5 to 7 years in the market. You could compare it to poker. You can play poker, you can win poker, but on average, people that come to casinos and start to play poker, on average, they lose. So these 5-7% can win. The same applies to trading, more or less. To win, you have to learn a lot. If you don't want to make trading your main profession or occupation, this is not the path for you. Mining. Talking about mining. Mining is a business with competition. And we need to understand what your competitive advantage is. Of course, there are manufacturers that make mining equipment, hardware, and their hardware is significantly cheaper than what you can get. What you can get, well, they'll take the margins, of course, so when they sell the hardware to you, because otherwise, why would they sell it to you if they can just do the mining themselves? It's easier than looking for a buyer. You don't need a sales agent. You just need 2 system admins that can operate your equipment. So manufacturers have the best equipment. Of course, they can't install everything on their side. So it's huge electricity costs, huge capacities are required. And we need to see how you can stand up against other competitors in the market. And unfortunately, Russia is not in a favorable position at the moment because the ruble is currently expensive and we have to pay for electricity in rubles. And the currency exchange of ruble versus the US. The ruble is considered to be strong for Russia, but you make in dollars and you have to pay for electricity in rubles. So mining at the moment is not very profitable. Globally, in the world, we don't have the best competitive environment at the moment.
If you get access to inexpensive electricity or equipment, it's a very good idea to do mining to stand bet against the competition. Investment in projects at early stages. Back in the 2020, the IPO was a big thing in the stock market. I hope you heard about that. If not, I'll tell you. Projects who not listed that would organize IPO rounds, sales at a fixed rate, then they got listed and got a positive reevaluation. Those who joined projects at an early stage got earnings after listing. The same concept applies to ICOs. A company, a good company, if it's a good company at super early stage, private investors cannot possibly get access to this listing. If you take several $100 million to be able to invest in companies that will be getting listed at an early stage, the caps, the estimates here are significantly lower than those of companies getting listed on stock exchanges. Private investors not only gain access to ICOs, as well as private sales and even seed rounds. Some projects can take aboard several dozen people. Investments at projects at early stages are about venture investment. In 90% of cases, we talk about these, not to mention IPOs. The idea is this: we have to accumulate a significant number of projects for our portfolio. We realize that not all of them will take off, but one of two will get you several hundred times gains, and this will offset your potential loss with other projects. This is the way it works. Before listing at an exchange, the project evaluation is equal to an amount. Afterwards, normally, the value and estimate of a project is based on its community. Most projects are now struggling to get their audience. If a project has a wider audience, they get a higher estimate. Before being listed at an exchange, they have a certain market estimate. And some people are able to invest in this project, especially those who could be of use to this project. The project develops. So does the community around this. This project might involve in some collaboration or advertisement. All projects are now fighting for attention of their audience. As the audience grows, as more connections and partnerships are established, the estimate appreciates. The case of AMAZY, the sale rounds. What was the case of AMAZY? The first round was the influencers allocation. Could you please take over the floor? I built this slide. We decided to showcase how it works. How can regular people like you participate in projects? So we took AMAZY like a case in point. For those of you who don't know what AMAZY is all about, this is a project of ours. We have been developing this for 4 months now. This is a pretty short time, 4 months. Let me explain why so fast. Overall, this project was designed to be a clone of Stepn. Stepn is a super successful project. I will drill down this later. NFT sneakers. AMAZY is about NFT sneakers. You buy this picture. You have the app on your cell phone. Can I please get a charger for my phone? Thank you. You buy an NFT picture. Then the application provides motivation to get active. You get allocations of tokens. You can exchange those tokens to fiat money, or you can spend tokens to upgrade your sneakers. This is motivation. This is the first step. We're building a large-scale ecosystem. We're building a lot of applications with the same token to be used. I will drill down on this later. How does it work? How do rounds work? The very first round we had was this. This is like an inverted game. Normally, the first round is a seed investment round. When you address VCs, young startups address a VC fund, the purpose of a VC fund is to invest in like 1,000 projects. They don't care that much as to in which projects they would invest. They care about a proper team and having a viable product. These funds in their portfolios, they have thousands and thousands of various projects. Normally, the first round is VCs. Now let's focus on our case. Why do entrepreneurs take money from VCs? Simply because they don't have the money. They have expenses like renting their office, paying paychecks, buying a Lamborghini for private use. We don't have problems with that. We already have the money. We already have an office. We're now currently at the AMAZY office. This is why we didn't need the VC funds. Who do we need? When you have a project, a viable product, projects normally address bloggers and say, okay, guys, bloggers are not much of a professional investor, right? They do not normally invest at an early stage. One can see a working product, a website, could you please promote us? And they say, okay, why not to? I've been working with a number of bloggers for a long time. I have their trust. We have a strong team. Artem and Stas are in charge of the gamification mechanics. We have over 100 people working this, the movie park, 3D team. This is why we're a well-established project. We attracted funds from a number of bloggers at the very first round. I should have shown you the presentation. It has plenty of nice pictures. The value of token is 0.0125, and we raised around $1 million. We attracted around $7,000 from several bloggers. They gave us the funding to support, maintain, and promote the project. After closing this round, we came to the bloggers who didn't have the time to get in at stage 1. Now the token value is 1.5 times higher. It used to be 0.0125, now it's 0.0167. Vesting. This is going to get complicated. I will share this later. This is round 2, then this followed by round 3 and 4. These 3 were limited for bloggers. Round 4. Well, there are a lot of industry-specific terms like rounds, etc. Are you still with us? Do you still take interest in this? Please text us. Then it is followed by a public round. At every next round, the value is a bit higher, as you can see in the table. The idea is this: the earlier you get in, the higher your risk is. At the same time, the purchasing value is lower. After the 4th round, the token gets listed. At the exchange, the market determines the value based on how many people want to purchase or sell this token. This is what the early stage investment looks like. At AMAZY, you can get into stage 4 public sale. It's very cool. 20% you can get back right away. Once we get listed at an exchange, this is going to be next week. Can we already announce this, or shall we announce this later? We're going to have another launchpad. Apart from CDF, you will be able to purchase tokens as well. I will share more details regarding the launchpad later. At the listing stage, you will be able to purchase tokens at an exchange. Probably this is going to get way too complicated, or isn't it? Let's go through this really quick. Over to you, Stas. On liquidity, the idea is more or less the same as that of deposits. We dedicate our digital assets to a specific protocol. They get blocked. Think of this protocol as a bank. In a standard bank, you come to the bank, you give them your money. The bank provides a fraction of our money as a lending contract. The lending rate is always higher than that of deposits. They get their margin and they pay us our deposit rate. The same applies to cryptocurrency. We can provide our digital assets to a protocol, and protocols provide loans at a given interest rate. At the moment, the interest rate is not very high, like 6 to 10% annually. This is something you can get on specific tokens. And this applies not only to tokens, but to stable coins as well. It's pretty clear here, ICO, IDO, I have already covered this. This is actually investment at an early stage. Then we have the seed round, then a private round, then a public round represented by ICO and IDOs. Normally, the price at ICOs and IDOs is not significantly higher than that at the initial rounds. Even though the price is slightly higher, at the same time, the unlocking conditions are better. Right now, I can announce raffle. Yes, in the world of IDO, there are specialized platforms accessed by various projects. Shortly put, the number one platform across all launchpads. What is a launchpad all about? Launchpads are websites that have accumulated a number of investors around them. The purpose is to select great, outstanding projects. They sign a contract with them, and this project sells their tokens as part of a public round. And these gets distributed among the investors who visit this website, purchased tokens of this project like a Dao Maker. They hold these tokens, and then they get the right to purchase tokens of a different project. I hope it is clear. Again, platforms like this, like Dao Maker, are accessed by the very best products out there. They have very careful selection stage. We analyze everything: bloggers, platform, application, use, to get an agreement with the project, and thus giving them an opportunity to provide tokens to their investors. The sole participation of Dao Maker means that they have scrutinized to the details. Dao Maker values their reputation. The only asset they have is their reputation. If they launch some low-quality projects, the project will close down. People will quit and will cash out. This is why they only select top-level projects. Half an hour ago, we announced officially that AMAZY is launching at Dao Maker. Can you possibly imagine this? 9 months ago, I knew nothing about cryptocurrency. I even didn't have a wallet. I don't have a wallet even today. I have my assistant purchasing cryptocurrency for me. We made this project possible. It is getting promoted by Dao Maker. And on the 18th and 19th of July, this sale is going to take place at Dao Maker. To get registered, you need to purchase the tokens. Those registers, they have invested $100, $150, even up to $200,000. These are people with heavy capitals. If you invest $10,000, you can get a chance to purchase $100 worth or $150 worth of tokens.
This is super awesome for AMAZY. Dao Maker. Who could have thought? Dao Maker, awesome news. If you didn't make it into any of the rounds, and I know for sure that you didn't make it, you could have been a part of the community round or CD5. The community round is going to happen a bit later on. Has it been announced? Yes, it has been announced. Another $50,000. We are going to be allocating for those that are in our Telegram channels. Dao Maker. Just look at the projects that have launched at Dao Maker. Harrison Pius, 87x the multiplier. The price that the tokens were purchased at Dao Maker, you bought like $100 worth, multiply it by 87, $8,700. You get Gamify 352 multiplier. You buy $100 worth, so $352,000. That's just unthinkable. Dao Maker is a stamp of quality that we're doing great, and we are. We knew that anyway. So please give us a plus, so that you know that we know that everybody's excited and we're on the same page. Just to give you a few examples, Minute Protocol, the seed round, 7 cents. The first private round, 15 cents. 25-second round, ICO. After stock exchange, $4. There's a lot of projects like that. The idea is if you had joined it at the IDO stage, you buy 0.25 token. When it gets to the stock exchange, you can sell it at a different price. At this point, it's your last opportunity. After Dao Maker, we are going to distribute all of the tokens among all of our holders. So we will have a certain amount of people that will be our token holders, and then we're going to go to the stock exchange. Dao Maker gave us a proposal that we could not refuse. No way to turn it down. They said, you know what they said? You came to my home. You asking me, but you don't have the right respect. And we said, Dao Maker, we're there. We will show you respect. We are going to move the listing. It was supposed to happen on the 18th of June. We're going to reschedule it to a later date. We're not going to reveal a date just yet. It's not a significant. It's not going to be later than a week. It's not going to be in August. It's not a carryover for the sake of a carryover. We're giving the Dao Maker the opportunity to join. You can use this opportunity yourself to buy the token, but once we are with Dao Maker, a huge amount of people is going to learn about the AMAZY project. They will realize that AMAZY is an amazing project, because AMAZY, it's like, if you look at the launchpad, it's like getting to NASDAQ or the London Stock Exchange. Only the top companies make it. It's a huge deal for us. It's a huge advantage. It's a huge advantage for the entire community, for everybody who owns sneakers, who buy those sneakers. For everybody in our community, it's a huge, huge advantage. So we are giving Dao Maker this opportunity, 18th and the 19th of July. We're going to hold sales there. After those sales, the issue there, we could have set the listing for the 20th, but the stock exchange is not giving us this opportunity. They will not promote launchpads. They can say, we can announce the fact that you are going to be listed only a day after you've closed your launchpad. So the 19th and the 20th, we're going to have the exchange announcement. So the two exchanges that we're going to join. And then the 20th or the 25th, we'll announce the date a bit later. We are going to be listed. That's amazing. That's absolutely stunning. You can give us some pluses so that we understand that you're just as excited as we are. You know what we mean. We know what you mean. We're all on the same page. Let's talk about how to earn if you don't have any money to spend. Let's maybe skip this. I don't know. Up to you. It's your call. Let's skip this. Well, we can quickly go over this. We know about it. It's all super easy. Okay, let's do it. Let's take AMAZY as an example. In order to be whitelisted and to get access, to give this opportunity, like sales of boxes already happening, to get it guaranteed at the initial prices. The initial prices, if it's a high project, if there's a lot of people that want to buy and there's more people than there is an offer, then the price as a rule would go up. And the opportunity to buy the initial fixed price, if demand for this fixed amount of whatever is big, then the price goes up. So it's a good opportunity in itself. And we gave this opportunity to the people from our community that supported us. And this happened in the initial stages back in May, when we didn't have a lot of people in our community yet. And we gave this opportunity to our community members for participating in quizzes. They would come to our channels, they would participate in our activities. They could make a meme, for instance. So we had 30 memes per day, and 10 whitelists would be awarded. So for each 10th meme, we would give a whitelist, not a lot of them, just 10 per day. But there weren't a lot of people in the community. So every small commitment was considered to be valuable. A week ago, when we announced that we're going to close the whitelist, I had a look. There's 500 memes being issued per day, and the same 10 whitelists being distributed. So the chances 1 to 50, significantly lower for some awesome activities. I've seen people have been making videos with marathons, like a really awesomely edited video with a lot of music, lots of a huge soundtrack, lots of songs are being shared, tattoos, whatnot. It's really going wild. So the point is, crypto projects, because it's Web3, it's all about interaction. It's all about interaction with people. Projects want to say thank you to you for being engaged with the project. So if you just subscribe to all of our social media, to our Twitter, Discord, Telegram, Instagram, etc., if you just subscribe to us in the Telegram channels, let's share a link to all of our social networks, and you can do that right now. You can subscribe, and just for the sake of being a part of our community, for your activities, for your likes, for your comments, just for that, we are going to share our respect. You're a bit late at this point now. Well, at this point, the community is pretty big. We definitely hold different competitions and contests with awards for the leading members of our community. But frankly speaking, the competition is very high at this point. People are doing awesome stuff, and you're like, wow. And we have just 10 whitelists that we can allocate per day. People are doing some incredible stuff. And going down the line, we're planning to launch other projects on our platform. Once we start those projects, you would be able to subscribe to those projects at the initial stages. Blim was launched for 1,000 sneakers just for subscribing to our social networks. And it was the 10% that you would get the sneakers, a bit less than 10%. So it was about 4%, but it's still not bad. You just add an account for your mom, for yourself, for your brother, and you have 15% for nothing, essentially. And this is something that's going to be valuable down the line for free, just for subscribing. That's really easy. Crypto projects are competing for audiences, at least particularly at the initial stages, and judging by our experience when we had low activity and a small audience, we had to reach out to different platforms, and it would take 10 days to negotiate, and would be considered like there's something there, not too interesting. In the last 2 weeks, it's skyrocketed. It's through the roof. It's not you reaching out to the platforms, but a chat that you forgot like a week ago, and like, what's happening now? We're ready to take you on. It's a different type of conversation. It's much more exciting. And a lot of it is thanks to our community and thanks to our dedicated audience. And of course, we have to encourage our communities, and we guarantee that they can take everything out of their whitelists. No questions asked, no contests. It's not like somebody got lucky or somebody didn't. People that were active at initial stages got rewarded for it, all of them. A lot of projects do that. So that's the point. You have a community, a dedicated community making the project big, and that's why you get rewarded. So an interesting story, because we would teach other projects how to make more money on them. And then in our projects, we're saying, no, don't do that with us. Registering 10 accounts to join a project. If you do that from one phone, from one IP address, fine. We could find out that it's one person, not 10 different people. But if you use your girlfriend's phone or your mother's phone or your dad's phone, you'll have 5 different devices, 5 different people registering accounts, subscribe to a social network, and you archive it. There's no way to verify that from the project. I can definitely tell you that. I'm trying to control it. but there's no way to do it. And if you win, you win. There's nothing that we can do about it. We will be given out awards, and all of the other projects are in the same situation. So it's a good thing to have 5, 10 accounts. The Russian-speaking community really exploits this, and the foreign communities don't really understand how this works, but perhaps it's a good thing. Ambassadors, the idea is very similar, but you really focus on supporting a single project. You write an article on it, you research it, you make videos, you make reviews. You're a project ambassador, you're a representative, you're promoting a given project. For instance, so you have an audience in Instagram or YouTube, and for instance, you make a review, a YouTube review, a detailed review on a certain project, and it's really valuable for the project. Maybe you'll get lots of views, or 5,000 people watch the video, and that's really valuable. So if you do that, you can make stories, for instance. The reason why we support stories, the reason why we have these 5 sneakers, this competition, because when you tag us in your stories, your audiences see us, your friends, your acquaintances. And if you think that what we're saying is valuable, you will really benefit them through bringing them in, helping them figure out a new topic. And on the other hand, we understand that this is useful for us. It's efficient because your audiences see us, and we have to thank you for that. That's the whole point of Web3, the whole point of crypto projects. More often than not, that's the case. It's an exchange. A like, and a blogger gives you 5,000 rubles. You are active, you're engaged, and it seems fair that would reward you for it. Previously, you would do something and the money would stay with the project. You do something and now you get a reward for it. Blockchain came up with a more fair way of doing it. So when you give a like, 3 people get a reward and 50,000 share a like. That's not really fair. You want to get a little coin for every like, and that's coming. Blockchain, decentralized, clear, automated tokens, you can exchange them. So it's all pretty convenient and straightforward. A case with Andre, now let's skip that. Let's keep going. Andre, $65,000. He made some money through moderating a chat, supporting a project over the course of several months. And in his own words, he would just spend an hour a day doing that, and not every day. It wasn't 24/7. What we're talking about now, like you're active with a given project, and it seems like you made $50 or $100 and that's it. And no, sometimes when projects hit it off, and we think that we are going to hit it off big, when you got engaged at the initial stages in one way or another, directly or indirectly, like you bought a sneaker and sneakers became more expensive, or you were dropped some tokens, or you bought some tokens at initial stages. You did something, the project gave you something, and then it grows by a factor of 100. It's no longer $10 or $100. It's now $10,000, and it's normal for the projects because the people that got something for what they did, they got $10,000. They're really grateful, and they'll keep talking about it. Airdrop whitelists. So that's exactly what I was talking about. You can get a drop for just subscribing to our social networks at the initial stages. They're not guaranteed, of course, but there are a lot of projects out there. You can look for new projects every day, and you will be getting drops. They're free, so you're not risking anything. But these free allocations don't get valuable too often. Valuable projects, you would have, I don't know, 10, 15 per year, perhaps. If you want to be doing it on a constant basis, you would be looking towards a lot of projects that give you something, but it might not be worth anything down the line. So it's not the most profitable way of making money. Whitelists do work, actually. We're helping projects, and then we get rewarded for it. We're whitelisted, and then we can do something, and we get preferred terms compared to everybody else.
There are plenty of stories of me purchasing something or Sergey purchasing something. The purpose for this webcast, we don't actually have a purpose. I just wanted to explain it to the audience, how it all works, so that you no longer send me infinite questions as to what AMAZY is and how to purchase sneakers. We have specified the ways to earn on cryptocurrency. There are plenty of ways to do that. If you get to know what you're dealing with, there are plenty of ways to find outstanding, profitable projects. We had a course on crypto farms, and we have plenty of people who actually made this happen. And this is so cool. Okay, who said that the X multiple X time is over? The specifics of a bear or bull market. I have already explained this to you. We have already explained this to you as to which stages are there. Me and Stas, we would like to explain it to you. How can you possibly participate in the AMAZY activities? Why did we actually start AMAZY, for those who haven't understood yet? There is this large-scale trend, move to earn. The trend is this. You can motivate people to do great things. That is to walk outside, breathe in fresh air, do athletics. And for that, people get rewarded with in-game tokens. This is like a motivation-based marathon. You pay like 5,000 rubles, and then you get tasks, and you get leaner, stronger, and you feel better. You get the gist of it. This makes you feel happy. You pay something to purchase something that will motivate you to walk more, enroll in a healthy lifestyle pattern, and then you get rewarded. This is a win-win. And this also implements a community of motivated people. You can upgrade sneakers, adding new features, bracelets, etc. Bands. This is a great thing. So this became a large-scale trend. We had a training course, and regardless of the fact that we had a lot of courses, it was explained in greater detail. It took a lot of time, but still people keep asking these questions in chats. I'm lagging behind a little bit. This is like a question for the basics, for lesson 3. It becomes clear that this person never moved on. Okay, a person who purchases a course on cryptocurrency, but I'm not willing to learn myself. It's not fun. It's not clear how to learn. But actually, when the banking accounts got blocked, people learned quite a lot because they wanted to transfer money to a different country, and they went to cryptocurrency exchanges. Motivation to get into cryptocurrency for the sake of getting into cryptocurrency doesn't work at all, unfortunately. It takes some motivation. The move to earn story is pretty cool because people want to get into healthy habits and move more. The idea is so cool. And so this idea is easier to embrace. And so I move more and I get rewarded with tokens. That sounds cool. So this provides a source of motivation to get into this. The whole idea is to present the world of cryptocurrency to a whole lot of people. When people enroll in paid courses, the split is like 50-50. Some people are tenacious and they actually understand the basics. The other half, they're like, okay, don't clearly see why. Of course, I did purchase this course, but they believe that purchasing the course is like getting hooked up to the matrix with a connector at the back of your head. Once it's done, you have the wallet, you know how to store these, how to trade that at an exchange. And it's also about NFTs. So now you get to understand both tokens and NFTs. The idea is to educate a large audience, transformed and shaped this trend. At the start, we made a course and we realized that in order to help people to understand what cryptocurrency is all about, there is a better gamification mechanic. If you take a look at my Instagram account, you'll see the following. I enroll in some entertainment stuff. There are plenty of people who follow me. And now I say, okay, guys, now we have the cryptocurrency. Now you can exercise more. I thus motivate people to engage in some healthy activities. The same applies here. If you take a look at the main project, Stepn, it had a huge boom. This is the GMT Stepn project. At the Dao Maker, they purchased at 0.01. Then they had a boost of 420 times. So if they invested $1,000, their earnings amounted to $420,000. Across the whole period, it's not X 8.7x, it's X80. The IDO price at AMAZY, the IDO price is 0.025 cents per token. When this token gets listed, it's going to get listed next week. Its price changes. It reaches a certain level. In the case of Stepn, it increased 15-fold. It was like X12 or X15. Then they never collapsed. Take a look at this chart. They have shown impressive growth. Those who joined the project at the listing stage, they purchased token without any locks. They believed in the project, and if you divide 420 by 12 by 10, it's going to be like 42. So they made X30 with their real money. So you invest $1,000 and you cash out $30,000 without having to wait for the token to get unlocked. So Stepn is a truly unique project out there. If you take a look at the whole market, like the dramatic fall by 70% of the Bitcoin, etc., even those who joined the project at the listing stage, they made like X9. This is incredible profits. Stepn capitalization. As of the 30th of April 2022, it was $2.3 billion. Again, $2.3 billion. This is the market evaluation of unlocked company tokens. Only 10% of tokens are unlocked. The whole value was $23 billion. The overall value of tokens to be unlocked amounts to $23 billion. People say that Move to Earth died, Stepn died. Now it is worth $500. And the overall cap is $5 billion, which is quite a lot. Regardless the hate towards Stepn, its standing is pretty good. What drew my attention? Stepn has two tokens. One token, you can't possibly call this like a share in a company. Of course, this is not the best description. You buy a token and thus you own a fraction of a company, like you would do with shares. And the GMT, the sales is $430 million per 24 hours. This is at the moment. The second in-game token has a turnover of $7.5 million. People playing the game, there are far less of them compared to those who purchase Stepn GMT tokens. When we get listed, this becomes a part of the project. You become a co-owner of the project. We made it clear that the application should have a lengthy, monotonous, continuous growth with the number of users continuously growing, with everyone getting a pretty good income so that they share this information with others. Some people may say this is a pyramid scheme. Stepn is a pyramid scheme, and you might be a pyramid scheme as well. What is a pyramid scheme all about? This is when you promised a guaranteed rate of return. A company cannot possibly promise you to provide your guaranteed rate of return. This would be the wrong thing to do. In our case, we say, guys, look, the tokens getting in, they are distributed based on smart contracts. They are distributed among people. When you have a chat and like 10 people contribute 10,000 rubles, who is going to get leaner and exercise more? You will get paid more. Those who don't, will lose. So people purchase NFTs. These NFTs are distributed among the players. Some people walk quite a lot and exercise a lot. They get motivated. They get assigned more tokens. Some people walk less. Some people upgrade their sneakers. This is the description of the money flow distribution within the platform. We will make sure that this is a very long-term project, and this is going to be several different projects based on the same token. We're going to launch another project to be announced later. Right. Inaudible. AMAZY is going to be an umbrella brand with one government token present, which is part of the company. By owning this token, you will own Amazon, Google, this, that, etc. Several companies in different areas. What they have in common is the same token. We have spotted this trend of Stepn, and we can see that it's here to stay. We met Artyom Nikolaev. They are ranked among the top 3 publishers of mobile games. You can check this out in Apple's Store and Google Play. They develop a whole lot of applications, over 100 plus games released. They develop 100 prototypes per month. They have several offices in various cities, Moscow, Cyprus, etc. We met Artyom. Had decided he would embark on the cryptocurrency market. We showed the way it works in our case, so we decided to start a large-scale ecosystem, starting with the first project like this. We paid a great deal of attention to the math model so that it keeps growing over a long period of time. We rely on safety and security principle. This issue of Stepn was this. As you might know, all transactions were not on the wallet blockchain basis at Stepn, but rather inside their own databases. This is fraught with huge risks for users because they can't possibly know how many sneakers were released. Shortly put, we decided that we will rely on MetaMask. We then reduce that. A fraction of transactions will be run off-chain. This will implement a blockchain wallet. The in-game token will be credited off-chain. It's inconvenient to have the transaction signed right away. The AMT implements improvements. All the assets, all the sneakers, and everything that has to do with assets is stored at the user wallet. This is the main idea. So, you must already know about AMAZY. I've been telling this story so many times. We have a team of over 100 people. This is an outstanding team. We have great tokenomics. We have a team of cool advisors. These are the guys who assisted the listing of over 100 projects, exchanges, and launchpads. We have a dream team combined. The first sale is 15,000 sneakers. This is no longer accessible because you didn't get in time. If you were part of the whitelist, you would have got a chance. So how to get sneakers now? I'm not going to convince you that we're a cool project. I believe you can already see that. We get listed. We have an outstanding team, a large-scale team. This is really powerful. This is a big thing. You must have heard about AMAZY as a project already.
Something we've never talked about publicly before to get the sneakers now, there was a drop of $100 to get into the app. Keep the microphone a bit further. To get into the app, there's two ways of doing that. So we understand that there are a lot of people wanting to get into the app and to start earning tokens from within the app. There's two ways of doing that at this point. AMAZY token staking and being active in the social networks. Could you tell us about the mechanics of it, please? Any development, and our app is not an exception in this. It cannot be perfect from the very beginning. You can't have an ideal version from the first stage when you have particularly compressed development schedule. So we have a beta version that's currently running this month. We're going to go live very soon. I see that some of the communities are going absolutely crazy. About 70% of our audience testers are English-speaking audiences. For the English-speaking audience, the project is even better. In the Russian-speaking segment, unfortunately, there are certain people that hate bloggers. They say that it's not going to work. That's really odd, but the English-speaking segment is incredibly positive about this project. Whenever you get into the chat, there's unicorns, there's hearts. They're talking about that it's going to work. It's the best video I've seen in my life. These are the comments that we read in the English-speaking chats. The Russian-speaking chats, well, sometimes you have negativity. There's a lot of people that want to join, and at the onset, the app isn't going to be able to host everybody. It's just impossible. We can't accommodate everybody who wants to be in. We have several updates planned for the next couple of months. So we'll be implementing those. What that means is at the beginning, the first 2 months, we cannot let everybody join the app. But we are able to accommodate a certain amount of people. And the way we're going to go about the selection, the first criteria, the main criteria that we are going to be guided by, and if you know Stepn, we would like to get rid of the farmers and the bots. Those that tend to exploit the app, not users essentially for the project. As we said, the key value is a community, the community built around it. The community is all about the people. And if a community is made up of bots and if users are bots, then there is no value in it at all. And our goal, our main purpose is to filter at the initial stages, is to limit the amount of users, not to overload the app, not to overload the capacity, to build the sales support properly so that all of the issues can be addressed quickly. If something is going wrong for you in the app, you can quickly sort it. And a big amount of the audience that are going to be joining us, this is going to be the first interaction with cryptocurrencies, and things are going to go wrong. Inevitably, we need to have a support team and everything has to work impeccably. So we can't let a lot of people in from the very beginning. There'll be a filter, there'll be a funnel that people are going to have to go through. And there is two ways of selecting the people that are going to be allowed into the app here and now, and those that will have to wait in line. The first one is stacking the AMAZY tokens. A part of the invites is going to go to the people that have been stacking our tokens. Essentially, these are people that already believe in us, because if they don't believe in us, why would they buy these tokens? Because it doesn't make any sense. If they believe in us, then great. And we are going to support these people and reward them. So if you build bots, well, you can't buy AMAZY tokens for all of your bots. That would be just odd. So one of the ways to get the invite into the app, among the first, is to buy the tokens and to stack them. We're going to talk about how that's going to work a bit later on. And the second way of going about it, if you don't want to buy the tokens, I understand that. We want to have an app that's all about the community, that's all about the people. Not everybody has the opportunity to buy the tokens and to stack the tokens. Not to limit ourselves to the people that buy our tokens. A part of the invites, about 70%, in fact, is going to be given to people that are active. They are active in our community, active in our social networks, and they're helping our project grow and develop. And that's what we were talking about. So it's two ways of going about it. So you have the cash, but you don't want to do anything. You don't want to be active. So you can just buy the tokens, so you can stack them and get the access. The second option, if you don't have the means to stacking tokens, so you can just be active, you can help promote the project, and this way you'll get access. So that's how it's going to work. Right, so you get it. Briefly, my throat hurts. I talk, so all this talking. AMAZY is an ecosystem, it's an app, it's a community, 350 influencers have supported us, 150 million people, so that's our team, a great team, an awesome team. Wait, that's the office. That's our development, our app interface. The interface, it's ready, it's been beta tested, about 300, even 500 people now have access, so they're testing it on a daily basis. I'm doing it myself as well. We have an academy in different languages. We have smart contracts. We have a great market maker that's going to be helping us to work with the tokens. I think we have awesome sneakers. And the question is, what do you think AMAZY's capitalization is at the initial stage? Taking into account everything that we've done, Stepn's capitalization is $500 million. It was 2.5. These are unlocked tokens. $500 million for Stepn. It's just one app. It's not an ecosystem. It's not an educational project. It's just a single app. We're doing the same, but at a bigger scale. On top of that, we have huge scale development, and we have a series of apps that are due to be launched. So the current capitalization is $995,000. Even if we are 10 times below Stepn, we should be $50 million worth. You get it, right? When we get listed, will be $1 million multiplied by a factor of 10, $10 million. That's 50 times below Stepn. In my view of the world, we should be like half the price, or I don't know. It can't be 2% of Stepn's capitalization. We should be valued higher, in fact, and that's going to come very quickly. When they ask me, should we buy AMAZY or not? Well, I say, well, you have a mind of your own, but just have a look at what's going on, and just have a look at the fact that AMAZY is a unique crypto project. We're coming from a different business. We're coming from large-scale marketing businesses. Artem has a huge development expertise. We have all of the skills and expertise to be really big. Stas is really huge in crypto. Are we going to be worth more than $1 million? I think that's a given. I think that's logical. I wanted to add why AMAZY is a huge precedent, and why there's so much hatred from the crypto community, or the people that pretend to be a part of the crypto community. Why there's so much hate towards AMAZY? Because AMAZY is not doing the things the way crypto projects usually do it. Crypto projects, they just list something 10 people know about, and then it's sort of they share it with their friends, and the crypto communities respect projects that grow in the community that gets it. And AMAZY can go via the subscribers via the web, and people really don't get it. It's not the way it's done in the cryptocurrency world. They're like, this is our market. Why are they doing it this way? It's not allowed. That's not the way to go, and that's why there's so much hatred. But merging audiences, the way it's done in the classical market, with what's been done by crypto projects, blockchain technologies, to make sure that everything is transparent. I think nobody's done this before us. This is unprecedented. with this scale and this audience and this high quality, everything is just so awesome. It's such a high level. There's several NFT collections, but these are just images. They're made very well, but they're just images. And we're talking about something much bigger. Right. So we are awesome, guys. You could give us a round of applause. You can make stories about us, tag us. Who wants to know how to become a part of AMAZY? Please give us a little plus. And who wants to participate in the Tesla draw? If you still want to. We decided to combine what's useful then with what's pleasant, because we're not a traditional crypto projects. I wanted to give for a crypto project, and we wanted to have a contest, and the prize is a Tesla. The idea is as follows. We are going to have the last public sale at the Dao Maker, and this is your last chance to buy tokens. That's a super low price. What's going to happen next? A listing at 2 stock exchanges, so a slightly different price, well, significantly different price. If you can hurry up and get it now, it's going to be acceptable. If you are going to wait around, it's probably not going to be as attractive, but it's still going to be good. If you look at Stepn's graphs over the first few months, the price was low. It doesn't really matter when you join. We're going to be listed at 2 exchanges that we can't announce just yet because we've got Dao Maker. We wanted to announce everything. We even prepared a slide for it. 2 of these exchanges, and they're really good. And that's it, it's a hint. How do you participate in the Tesla draw? You need to get registered at the exchanges so that we can't tell you the names of because of, well, they were there. We were going to announce them, but, well, we can't do it at this point. This is going to be known on the 20th of June. That's a Wednesday. On Wednesday, you're going to learn the exchanges that you can get registered with. And we're going to announce the names. They're going to be announced here. 2 Telegram channels, my Telegram, my personal Telegram channel, and AMAZY's AMAZY News Telegram channel. So we've got 2 Telegram channels, and what you're going to need to do is to buy, starting from 1,111 tokens, public sale prices. If you were able to buy on Dao Maker Cityfy, it's just 0.025 at $27. You just need to spend $27 and stack it. Stacking, you'll have a site, so you'll have a link. You provide the link and you say, I want to block my tokens for a certain period of time, 6 months, 3 months, 12 months. You do that. And then what? Will there be prizes? Well, the key idea here is why stacking is required. If you've got tokens, if you hold the tokens and you don't want to sell tokens for 3, 6, or 12 months, so we'll be offering from 3 to 24 months. If you purchase tokens to hold them for a certain period of time, we say, like, right, that's the protocol. It's a contract. You can freeze your tokens for 3 or 6 or 9 months or 24 months. And this is a way to indicate that, guys, I believe in you. Well, roughly speaking, I believe in your project. I'm going to be with you for 6 months. I'm not going to be selling your tokens, and you get bonuses for that. You get certain rewards. It's not going to be stacking per se. It'll be called log drop. Initially for the token, we will be given intra-game IMTs, which are very valuable, particularly at the initial stages, because it's just not something that anybody has. You'll be keeping that, but it's just going to be frozen. You'll have a contract for 3, 6 or more months. Moreover, you will get the opportunity to get access to the app among the first. So you'll be able to win the Tesla potentially, and you will be guaranteed a certain percentage of the locked amount in IMT tokens that you're going to be able to exchange for other cryptocurrencies or stable coins. So you'll get a number of rewards and perks, and you'll get those tokens, but for a certain amount of time, they have to be frozen. So that's the idea.
I hope it became clear. So, how to win a Tesla? you need to purchase our AMAZY token. You're not yet able to purchase the token. It's either at the public sale at Dao Maker, you can buy it there, or you can get this for a CDFI, or you were lucky to get in the community round, or you can buy this at the listing stage. The question is, what do you get when you purchase tokens? First, you purchase a token of a company which is estimated at $1 million, and its closest competitor is estimated at $500 million. Is it a good financial idea? We're not able to provide financial recommendations, but across the board, we are pretty likely to be pretty close to Stepn. I hope we will outdo Stepn. You are at the very beginning. You have the most favorable conditions. You get enrolled in the application and get sneakers. You register with the app, you get your sneakers, and you get tokens inside the app. And third, we decided to reward everyone who does believe in us at the very first step. Those who join our project and purchase tokens. Like we said before, crypto projects, they reward those who are doing something that is of value. Once we get listed, doing something for free would be no longer valued that much. If you trust us, if you believe in the project, from our side, we reciprocate. We are willing to provide additional bonuses on top of what is normally provided in the cryptocurrency world. But at Tesla is out of this world. Okay, you purchased $27 worth of tokens. At the listing stage, the price is going to be different. So the earlier you buy, the lower the price that you get. It's going to be like $270 or $540, but it's not going to be a large amount anyway. You purchase tokens and you hold them. You purchase $500 worth of dollars, and you get a chance to win a Tesla, which is worth $100,000. It's not about giving away something. You just purchase tokens of a company. This is outstanding, and you can get your sneakers as well. The prize draw results will be announced on the 1st of August, right after the listing or at the IDO. At the IDO, it can be a couple of days later. We started to get approvals on the documentation. We get the announcement today. It can be a matter of 2 to 3 days. The announcement will follow in several days from now. How to take part in the prize draw? You have to subscribe to these 2 Telegram channels, AMAZY IO Newsroom and Sergey Kosenko. You have the links, right? You have the links. Then you have to register, sign up with the exchange, purchase tokens of AMAZY, set them into staking, and then get your prize. Okay, guys, let me take your questions, and then let's have a prize draw for sneakers. Please give me my phone back. Okay, we've been talking for 2 hours now. We're doing great in terms of timing. Normally we would take up more time. What is going on with my charger? It's only 6% charged. Okay, I open up. Hold on a second. Here are the tags in stories. Plenty of them. Quite impressive. Let's give this a try. Okay. See, here you can see tags. Something great. This person tagged us even before they knew we would have a prize draw for tags. So we respect this. I'm going to take a screenshot here. Mikhaev TV official. You get the very first sneaker. I will text you directly via direct messages. Who got a very nice shot of us? This is the account name. An outstanding, a super webinar. Outstanding. How to earn money. The webinar. We're going live. Who got a nice picture? I'm following the best webinar ever. It's blurred. Tag me in stories. Tag AMAZY.io. I'm following great webinar on do not disturb mode. Okay, let's pick the do not disturb mode. Radmila Khalikova gets another one. Congratulations, Radmila. You won. And that's a nice one. Stanislav PP. You also get your prize. That's really nice. Well done. Stanislav PP. This is not about the webinar, actually. AMAZY to the moon. Here. This girl, she definitely won a prize. What is her name? Hi, Verita. Nice to meet you. So the next one to get a prize is Verita. She came up with a great song. I loved it. Next up, another great stories. Already 4, the final one. I see more tags coming up. I give you 3 more minutes. Feel free to tag us right away. And we're going to pick the 5th one out of those who tagged us right now. Please explain why you like or dislike the webinar and explain the reasoning. Is it bullshit? Not very much likely. Very unlikely, but still you have the choice. You can still do that. For you to have some content to share, can we please show the following? How to participate in the prize draw for NFT sneakers of AMAZY and Tesla. You have to subscribe to the channels of AMAZY, AMAZY Newsroom, and Sergey Kosenko. Purchase 1,111 tokens of AZY. By the way, you can sell them afterwards. For those who wonder what can possibly do with a Tesla, it's a liquid asset. It's a car. So cars are highly valued nowadays. You set them into staking and you can follow the price draw results on the 1st of August. This is what you have to do. That many tags. You're crazy. Oh my God. There's a new ones. Unbelievable. It's a whole lot of them. Look at that. This is getting crazy. So this is how you want your pair of sneakers. Oh gosh, that was 2 hours ago. Like 300 or 400 tags. I don't know how many exactly. Getting more and more tags every second. By the way, so the worst thing you can possibly do is to remove the tag afterwards. Okay, I got this idea. The 5th pair of sneakers, I will go through the tags and I will pick the 5th prize winner, not online, but afterwards. Okay, the 5th one gets their prize right now and 2 more pairs of sneakers. We will have another prize draw, not online, for 2 more prize winners. So please keep tagging us. Not very much impressive. Right. This is still the prize draw. The notebook. Oh, another one in English. Will be webinar today. Sergey Kosenko, Said Hanarov Abror. Said, yes. The Snickers go to Said. That is basically it. There will be 2 more pairs in the prize draw. I will publish this in stories. Our message to you is that cryptocurrencies are all good. It's high time for you to get to understand cryptocurrencies. I've just published the stories. Join our webinar today. I published it 2 hours ago and it got published only now. Okay, cryptocurrencies are good. AMAZY is even better because AMAZY is more or less like cryptocurrencies. The market capitalization is 900 billion. If we're worth 900 billion, we will have the same estimate as the whole cryptocurrency. Our purpose is to be estimated at 900 billions. Mark my word, on the 14th of July 2022, I said one day we will have an estimate of 900 billions with no deadline. But in theory, this is possible, right? What is the estimate of Tesla? Quite a lot. It's less than 1 trillion, right? At the moment. The capitalization top before everyone suffered a drop, it was around 1.5, 1.7 or 2 trillion for Tesla. This is theoretically possible. AMAZY is going to be an all-encompassing thing. Shortly enough, it will be all about AMAZY. AMAZY good, AMAZY where. It's not going to be really soon, but in 1 year from now is relatively soon, in my opinion. You will hear those signature sounds all around. You see the apparel, the merchandise. We came up with high quality where everyone wants. All the bloggers want this. We get criticized for publishing very beautiful videos, and they say our videos should look like shit because everyone is used to saying shit. If you people will still be criticizing us if we do like that. They'll say, okay, the graphics are like shit. This is so surrealistic. We cannot do things badly. We get listed at Dao Maker and Certify. In this cryptocurrency world, these are the best launch pads possible. What else do you possibly need? These are the best of the best. You want a Tesla price draw? Okay, you have it. The exchanges will be announced soon. The best ones, the best graphics, the best movie production shot in New York, the development company, ranking among the top 3 globally. I don't get it. Okay, guys, that's it. AMAZY to the moon. Those who believe in us, we're with you. Please stay active on social media. Please post messages in the channels. We're happy to be able to organize this. I would like to thank Stanislav. Thank you for an in-depth explanation. I have a sore throat, so I slowed down. Join us at AMAZY. We have dedicated sessions on AMAZY. I believe that before listing, we're going to have several more sessions. AMO sessions is like live webinar. I share some information as to the progress of our project. At the next session, I will explain the issue with the new partner, Dao Maker. We have planned tasks. A partner comes and says, okay, guys, please provide me with that much of documentation. That's a long list. and 70% of our team dedicate their time to dealing with a single partner. So other tasks get reprioritized. That's a very interesting experience running a project like that. So feel free to join our session and I will share the progress and take your questions. By the way, joining AMA sessions gives you a chance to win bonuses. Probably no longer, but there will be something. There will be a whitelist or probably some sneakers you can get. So feel free to join. We're actually building a real thing. It's going to be really cool. It's not only online, but offline as well. We build a community of great people. If you believe that you are a great person, then we are the right project for you to join. Feel free to join our chats, our Discord channel. Subscribe to our Instagram account, leave your comments. You can socialize in the chats. Then we'll have some online movements. Everyone who has sneakers, they can run together. This community is not limited to purchasing sneakers only. This is being part of a large movement. It's cool to stay with us. We're cool guys.
Subscribe, be closer to us, and be just as cool as we are. Okay, that's it. And have a great day, everybody. To the moon.